All right, let's dive in. Today, we are going to crack the code on something that can feel, a little intimidating: the academic research paper. We're going to take what looks like dense text and turn it into a story that actually makes sense. So, have you ever done this? You open up a research paper, ready to learn something, and bam, you're just hit by this wall of super technical text. It's totally a common feeling, right? That big old stack of jargon and data can feel impossible to get through. But here's a little secret: it's not nearly as chaotic as it looks. I mean, what if I told you that there's a kind of secret map, a universal structure that pretty much all scientific papers follow? A system that, once you see it, makes navigating these complex documents surprisingly simple. Well, guess what? There is, and it's called IMRaD. That's IMRAD. It stands for Introduction, Methods, Results, and Discussion. And trust me, it's not just some boring format. It's a totally logical way of telling a scientific story. It is the decoder ring you've been waiting for. Now, the real genius of the IMRAD structure is its shape. It's an hourglass. Seriously, picture this in your head. You start out broad and general, then you narrow way down to the super specific details of the study, and then you broaden back out again to talk about what it all means for the real world. This hourglass shape is going to be our guide. So let's start at the very top of that hourglass. We're going to begin our journey inward with the introduction. This is where the whole story really gets started. The introduction section. It has one main job: to answer the big question: why did you even start this research in the first place? It's all about setting the stage for everything that's about to come. And just like the top half of that hourglass, it funnels down. The author kicks things off with a broad background, kind of like, here's what we already know about this topic. Then they zero in on a very specific problem or a gap in our knowledge. And finally, they state their super focused objective, what this one paper is trying to figure out. See? From broad to specific. Okay, we've now arrived at the narrowest part of the hourglass. This is the real core of the research, the methods section. This is where we get into all the nitty-gritty details. This whole section answers one simple question: what exactly did you do? And the goal here is all about transparency and reproducibility. The author has to give you enough details so that another scientist, in theory, could do the exact same experiment. It's basically the how-to guide for their study. You can think of it like a recipe in a cookbook. It has to be complete. Who were the subjects? What materials and tools were used? Where did it all go down? When did it happen? And most importantly, how did they actually perform the experiments? A good methods section won't leave you guessing. All right, we're still in that narrow, specific middle of the hourglass. We've talked about what they did. Now let's move on to what they discovered. This is the results section, and it's where we get to see the raw findings. The only question this section cares about is, what did you find? It is a totally straightforward, objective presentation of the data. There's no interpretation yet. No, I think this means. Nope. It's just the facts, ma'am, usually laid out in text, tables, and charts. This is the raw evidence. And there's a right way and a wrong way to do this. A good results section shows you only the most important, representative data. The text is there to highlight the key takeaways from the charts, not just repeat them. A bad one? Oh, it just drowns you in tons of repetitive data and way too much jargon. Clarity is key here. So, now that we've seen the what, it's time to start widening our view again. We're moving to the bottom half of the hourglass, taking those specific findings and beginning our journey outward with the discussion section. Now this is, you could argue, the most important part of the entire paper. It tackles that massive question: so what? What does all of this actually mean? This is where the researcher finally gets to interpret everything and tell you why their findings matter. And, there's a good reason why a lot of people say this is the hardest section to write, because this is where raw data gets transformed into actual knowledge, into understanding. The author has to connect their little piece of the puzzle back to that big picture they painted for us way back in the introduction. A really solid discussion section does a few key things. It recaps the major findings, connects them back to the original question, shows how they fit in with, or maybe even contradict, other work in the field, talks about the study's weaknesses, and then it points the way forward by suggesting what research should happen next. But hold on, there's one more piece to this whole puzzle: the abstract. That little paragraph you see at the very beginning of the paper? Well, it's best to think about it at the end,
because it's not just a summary, it's literally a miniature version of the entire IMRaD paper.
Just look at this breakdown. The abstract follows the exact same logic. You get about a quarter for the introduction, the why, another quarter for the methods, the how, a little more, maybe 35% for the key results, the what, and then a nice tight 15% for the discussion, the so what. It's the entire hourglass, right there in one paragraph. Pretty cool, huh? And there you have it. You officially have the map. IMRaD isn't just some random set of headings somebody made up. It's a powerful, logical framework for telling a scientific story. It takes you on this journey from a big, broad question to a very specific answer, and then all the way back out to its broader meaning. So the next time you open up a research paper, you're not going to see a wall of text. You're going to see the hourglass. You'll know the structure of the story before you even begin. So the only real question left is, what story are you going to decode next?